Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we have surrender. We have sacrifice. We have a hanged man, okay? I think that this is something in your life right now where it's kind of out of your control. That you've done everything that you could, and the rest is just up to the universe. This is really that kind of surrender, that what will be, right? Que sera, sera. It's like you've rolled the dice, you've put in all your effort, you did everything you possibly could to the best of your ability, and now it's just gonna wait and see. You know, now this is a card that's saying, don't move a muscle. Suspend your action. Don't meddle, don't tinker, don't dabble. Don't mess with it. Let it unfold now, okay? I think you're somebody that usually feels very hands-on. You usually feel like you got to keep doing something until someone like takes it away from you and says, okay, it's done. You know, that you're going to keep refining something. You're going to keep messing with it. Right now, you're trying to just be hands-off. Right now, Spirit's telling you, suspend your action. There's nothing more that you can do. In fact, if you keep trying to do something, you may end up, breaking something, So it's kind of like, you're doing an art project. You're painting a masterpiece. Eventually, you have to just put the paintbrushes down and just say, okay, I'm going to sit on my hands, so I'm tempted to keep messing with it. This is a card that's saying don't do that. Yeah. And it's probably hard for you because you feel like you have to always be, doing something. If you want to be productive, that means doing something. Yeah. I think right now, Spirit's trying to tell you, hands off, let the miracles come in. It's you've already delivered your end of the bargain. You've already done everything that you were supposed to do. Let the universe deliver now. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. I think this is great. Got a 3 of Wands. Yeah. We have a 6 of Pentacles, a Queen of Pentacles, a Prince of Pentacles. The Prince of Pentacles is your Taurus energy. Okay? And the Taurus energy right now is kind of like, you have a hard time not showing up and continuing to put in all the work. Spirit's saying, no, external activity ceases right now. In the future, we have perhaps, this is interesting. You're surrounded by the earth energies here. I feel like the universe is trying to deliver. I feel like miracle mode is activated here. But with all this earth energy around you, I feel like it's very tempting for you to move forward with this devil energy. It's tempting. The devil is the tempter here. It's tempting for you to continue doing that external work to try to make progress. You're the builder, after all, right? So it's very hard when you're surrounded by all this earth energy to not engage with it, okay? Spirit's trying to tell you that you've done everything exactly right so far. Don't do anything else. Let the universe then deliver the other part. That's what the Hanged Man is. The Hanged Man is that card like after you roll the dice and the dice are in motion, going down the table. Once you shoot the basket and the basketball leaves your palm, leaves your fingertips, right? Once the magic, you kind of put that out there and you do everything that you're supposed to do, the Hanged Man is that surrender. That comes when that ball is up in the air, you're going for that game-winning 3-point shot. The ball's in the air. All you can do is just like stand back and watch and see how it lands. The rest is like the universe has to deliver, you know, like fate, destiny, whatever it is, has to kind of do the other part of things. Okay. And that's where you're at right now is you're waiting for the ball to land wherever it's going to land. You have to let go and trust the universe here and believe with that Three of Wands, believing that you acted virtuously, right? The card of virtue. Believing that you did everything that you could to the best of your ability. You did everything right. Letting go and trusting the universe here and not being tempted to interfere now, to meddle, to keep pushing, or to, you know, send another email, or, you know, to revise what you've done, or to kind of take it back and edit it again, or to chisel a little bit more off of your sculpture, or throw another coat of paint on something. No, not right now. We have the Tower. We have more earth energy with the Knight of Pentacles. These are both, more earth energy. These are both Capricorn energies, okay? So I'd maybe watch the Capricorn reading if I were you. And we have the Prince of Swords. To me, the Prince of Swords is that fixed energy, that fixed belief. Don't let your mind wander right now. Keep your thoughts fixed. Keep yourself, stay very aware, be vigilant. Because your body's going to start, you're going to start tinkering with stuff if you're not paying attention. You got to watch your feet and hands. Don't let them don't let them meddle. I think you have a natural tendency to fidget, to tinker with things. It's fine. It's good the way it is. Don't touch it anymore. That's the message here. Okay, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it here with Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see three major arcana energies. We see the Hanged Man, the Devil, and the Tower, right? The Tower is destruction, right? And perhaps the Devil energy is creation, and the Hanged Man is just trying to surrender to the will of the universe. Just let go and let God, right? We got fire right here in the middle, the virtue. Okay, your ability to control yourself and to reflect on your identity, your behavior, your qualities, your character. We don't have any water cards. We have a very little bit of air. We have earth, 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 earth. Even the Capricorn energy is earth, right? The Devil. Even the Tower energy is Mars, but it's an earth energy too. So a lot of earth cards here. And so this really is about your physical movements in some situation that you are so tempted to change it, to keep striving towards something, to say, wait, no, I'm not finished. Go back in and start tinkering with it. Don't do it. Don't do it, okay? The Three of Wands is your quest right now for you to acknowledge and believe that things are as perfect as you can make them. This is your ability to sort of restrain your energy. The virtue here, right? What does virtue mean for you? Well, doing the best thing that you can, doing the right thing in any situation. And right now, the right thing seems to be don't touch it. Don't interfere. Don't stick your fingers in the pie or whatever, right? Hands off kind of thing. Virtue, doing the right thing, is not always about like actively doing something. Sometimes we do by not doing. A little wu-wei, you know? A little effortless action, or even in this case, it feels like the restraint of action. Like literally not doing anything. Okay? Not interfering, letting something unfold the way it's going to. You've already thrown the dice down the craps table. Don't run after them and grab the dice and say, whoops, nope, I didn't mean it. It was an accident. I dropped them. Let me roll again. You're not asking for a mulligan. You're not asking for a do-over. Maybe it's golf. You hit the golf ball, and it's soaring through the air. I believe you're going to get a hole in one. I believe that you have a lot riding on this, and the universe is going to deliver. Miracle mode, right? But not if you say, nope, never mind. Not if you recall the email or something, right? You know how nowadays you can undo an email? Or you send a follow-up email that says, disregard my last email. No, stop it. Don't do any of that stuff. Let it ride. Okay, let the chips fall as they might. Let everything settle and land the way it's going to. And I believe that you're going to be very impressed with what the universe is delivering for you. I feel like your virtue right now is telling you, as hard as it might be, as difficult as you feel it is, don't touch it anymore. It's a masterpiece. You did everything that you could. Touching it's the law of diminishing returns. You put in more effort right now, you're going to deteriorate the thing. You're going to make it worse. There's no way you can make it better right now. Hands off, right? That's the big message. The Six of Pentacles underneath the surface here, I think that this is, in a way, perfectionism. I think that you're somebody that kind of never feels like what you do is quite good enough. And so there is this need for that kind of the perfect sphere. You know, it's like you want to draw a perfect circle, right? Shout out to Maynard and the gang. You can't make a perfect circle. You do the very best that you can. You're not going to, let me erase that and try again. It's as good as it could ever possibly be. In this case, I think you're somebody that, if left to your own devices, you would just keep doing something over and over and over again, and always erasing and drawing it again, erasing and drawing. And I used to erase my pictures so often, you'd put a hole right in the paper, You, at some point, have to say, that's as good as it's going to get. It is perfect the way it is. It's perfect in its imperfections. Okay? Maybe you're not looking for, maybe you should think of it not as perfection, but as excellence. There's a difference. There's a subtle difference there, right? Maybe. Perfection is, it has to meet with this ideal, objective sense of having no flaws at all. But excellence is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be the best that you can do. Okay. And, we think, I can always be more excellent. We can always do better, right? Yes, and I think that's a good quality for you to have. You're somebody that really strives toward excellence. You will repeat something. You will do it over again, over and over and over again until it's done right. That's kind of your motto, right? It's not done when the day's over. It's not done at 5 p.m. It's done when it's done right. I think Spirit's trying to tell you it's done right. You can go in and relax. You can put your feet up. You can grab some sparkling water from the fridge, grab your LaCroix, and you can kick your feet up on the ottoman, and you could watch your nature documentaries. Don't touch the thing anymore. Let the paint dry. Okay? I think with the Six of Pentacles, you also are really banking on this. I think you care about it deeply, and I think you really, a lot is riding on this. The stakes are high. So I think that you really are hoping and praying that this is going to be successful, and that's part of this impulse that you feel to go and make it a little bit better. No. I think the universe is going to deliver the success. With the Six of Pentacles, I always think of the Five of Pentacles as being the dice. You're rolling them down. And the moment they leave your hand, you don't know if the dice are going to come. To me, my game of craps, you want the 6. You don't want the 7. My game of craps is different. You don't want to roll a 7. You want to roll a 6. And so I think you believe in your heart that this is going to be a 6. This is going to be a success, a win, a victory. This is going to be abundance, profit, whatever it is you're looking for. It's going to be the miracle you need. Okay? And I think that is really, that's manifestation. You have to do the absolute very best that you can do, and know when to release the thing, release the dice. Whoops, knocked Mr. Dow over. Release the dice and let things unfold. Okay. In the past position, you have a Queen of Pentacles. The queens are always looking at the past. This is in the past, looking at the past. So to me, it feels like you have a habit of looking at what you did and kind of thinking, I can do better. How many times have you created something and instead of sending it out into the universe, you kind of crumple it up and throw it in the waste paper basket, in the bin? Yeah. Because I feel that this is a very critical, this is kind of a Virgo energy, right? Very critical look at your past. Very critical look at, at your performance or at the quality of your work. Very critical eye for quality. This is the quality assurance manager of life, And I think that you have a habit of being overly self-critical about the quality of your work. And that's why Spirit's bringing you this Hanged Man and this Three of Wands to say, it's as perfect as it can be. It's excellent already. Don't touch it. You touch it now, the returns will diminish. You're going to make it worse by messing with it right now. Okay. So you have it's very interesting too. You have the past, you have the present, you have the future. The knights are looking at the future. The princes are dealing with the present, and the queens are looking at the past. So you're looking at the past, you're being very critical, you're looking at the future, you're thinking, I can do better. Let me try it again, let me climb the mountain again. And the prince is, the one that is really, showing up every day. You're somebody that has that kind of commitment. And with this card, this is somebody that shows up, clocks in, does the work, doesn't leave until someone taps them on the shoulder and says, hey, you can go home now. There's a dedication, there's a persistence, there's a reliability. This is nose to the grindstone. Have you ever sharpened a knife or something, or like you've chiseled away at something and you kind of do it too much until you're left with like nothing? It's like you're trying to create like a javelin, right? You're trying to like carve a big spear. But you keep working on it so much that by the end of the day, it's just a little toothpick. That's what the feeling is here. That you're going to keep grinding away at something until there's really nothing left. You're just grinding axle at that point. You've sharpened your chef's knife down to just a little tiny, like letter opener, something, And so we don't want to do that, because that's kind of an over-refinement to where we've really sacrificed something's integrity, something's success, something's strength, There's a sweet spot. And that's the sweet spot where it doesn't matter if it's been a long period of time or a very short period of time. It's done when it's done. If it's done early, fine. If it's done late, fine. But you have to know when to say when. Okay? And so the universe is doing that for you right now, tapping you on the shoulder and telling you, it's done, you can go home. Don't keep sharpening it. You can ease down. You can ease down, Ripley, okay? Otherwise, you're just grinding away at something, and it's going to do more harm than good. Okay? But this is a wonderful quality to have. Yeah, you don't want to lose this quality. This is your superpower card anyway. This is the builder. This is the one that's going to continue to build something. Eventually, you got to just listen to that voice that's saying, it's done. And look at it and just think, yeah, it's done. And then you ship it. And shipping it is kind of just waiting for the universe to deliver the reward, to deliver I think there's the reward, the satisfaction of it being done. And that feels good, right? And then there is kind of the other end of it, whatever this thing is for you. If it is a project, maybe it's an art project, but whatever it is for you, knowing that this thing is going off and having its life in the world, and that's going to bring you the satisfaction. So I don't know if there's some money that you're waiting for to come in or something. I don't know what it is that you're doing necessarily. The devil card in the future position, this is kind of an evil card right now. Not always. Every card has light and shadow. But with the devil card, I feel a temptation. I feel there's something inside of you, this little devil of a whisper saying, it's not that great, you can do better. Scrap that one, throw that one away and do it better. Throw that one away and start over. The one you did is junk. That was just practice. Don't listen to that voice. That's a little devil on your shoulder. Okay, whispering these little, taunts in your ear. Don't listen to that. Okay, the way forward, I think, for you is to really ignore that devil on your shoulder that's trying to get you to meddle. Because that Three of Wands is you knowing when to hit the brakes. It's the awareness, right? It's a sun in Aries energy. It's the virtue. It's the clarity about whether you need to act or not act right now. Strength and leadership and assertiveness is not always about more, harder, faster. No, it's knowing when to restrain that energy, knowing when to stop, doing the right thing. You know, even if the right thing looks like you're just kind of hanging out, like literally suspended, not doing anything. You're surrounded by all of this material energy, all of this earth energy, but you're here just chilling, the hanged man, not doing anything. Well, you are doing something. What you're doing is holding yourself back. You're preventing yourself from acting in a way that's going to sabotage things. Well, we see that with the Tower here, right? By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The Tower is this abrupt change. The Tower is that urge you feel inside of you to just like break the toys. You know, that I couldn't figure this out. And we've all been there. You know, we've all been working on something that we reach a point where we should have quit a long time ago, but now it's sort of just devolved, you know, like sharpening the knife or carving something out of wood. You know, I used to do a little bit of whittling in my past. I used to like to carve things with my friends and stuff, and just little figurines or just like, you know, whatever. But to, you know, realize that we've shaved off too much and you can't put it back. And so the only thing that you can do is throw it away and start over. We don't want to reach that point of no return. It's like you're making your gumbo. You keep adding in a little bit of salt, tasting it, a little bit more salt, a little bit more salt, or a little bit more cayenne, a little bit more cayenne, a little bit more cayenne. The thing is, every time you taste it, you're wearing out your taste buds a little bit. So that when you taste it again, you think, it doesn't taste that salty. It doesn't taste that hot. I need a little more cayenne. And then you taste it again. But your ability to perceive the flavor is diminishing. So you're going to keep overdoing it. And eventually you reach the point where a stranger comes by and tastes it and they say, wow, you should have stopped like a pound of salt ago. You put way too much cayenne in there because you've been desensitized. Because you're there doing the work every day and you think, I need to do better, I can do more. Okay, we don't want to reach that point because there's no way to take salt out of the gumbo. There's no way to put the wood back on the wooden block that you've been whittling down. Okay, we got to know when to say when, because we reach this point and then there is no choice but to begin again. And then the devil laughs, ha ha ha. Okay, because now it's got you trapped. It's got you chained to this work because it's convinced you to keep going, and you kept going to the point where now you've ruined it. You got to throw it out. You got to start again. So we have the devil energy here too, with the Knight of Pentacles, looking at the future and thinking, I got to climb the mountain again. We're looking at the mountain and we're thinking, there's no end. I got to start over. I've got to, you know, it's like we've crumpled up the paper. We're writing something on the computer, writing your novel. And you just get to the point where you've just changed so much. You kept changing it. And now it's just like the only thing that you can do is scrap it and start over. And then it's just, now you're staring at a blank page. I got to do all that work again. To the point where at some point you're going to say, forget it. Forget it. I'm not going to start over. It's not even worth doing it anymore. We don't want to get to that point, okay? Because as you see with this card, So we're kind of talking about the shadow sides of some of these cards today. You can see this card, there's no summit to the mountain. You notice that? The Knight of Pentacles is looking at the mountain, can't see the summit. Because it's just like you get to a certain point and then you start over. Get to a certain point and then we start over. Okay, eventually we have to get to that summit, which basically says, I've made it, I'm done. The only thing left to do now is just downhill. The smooth sailing, the ease of going back down that other way. Otherwise, we find ourselves constantly at the foot of the mountain, looking up and thinking, oh, again. And we get halfway up and then right back to the bottom. It's Sisyphus, right? So let's not be tempted to meddle with this anymore. We don't want to reach the tower. We don't want to have to do this again. The Three of Pentacles in your fear, worry, and concern, okay, I think the fear there is really, well, it's a couple of things. One, it's you questioning your virtue. Did I really do the very best job that I could do? You got a Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, fire and earth, a spiritual electrical circuit of creation, of manifestation, right? Fire and earth. And you want to know that your manifestation, your intention is going to materialize. You want to know that you did the right amount of work in the right way at the right time to produce the right results. The 3 and a 3 also gives us the 6. You want to know that the way you rolled the dice is going to be very likely to work. Okay, so that's part of your fear. And so when we have that kind of an anxiety, we might think, oh, I should pull the dice back. I should do it again. I don't know if I did it right. I don't know. I don't know if maybe I could have done it better. I'm nervous. I'm scared. The Three of Pentacles is you understanding the process of creation on the physical plane. So it really is a reassurance that's saying, look, you know your stuff. You know this material, you know this technique or this skill, you know this art form, you know this craft, whatever your craft is. You understand it. You've put in the blood, sweat, and tears. Now it's time for the rewards. Now it's time for you to let it go and let the universe deliver. Okay. The Prince of Swords at the end is that fixed mind. It's a very vigilant mind. It's like you're paying attention to yourself. This is double air on air, okay? And I think that this is the blessing, because this is you very aware of how your mind works. You're paying attention to yourself. This is a self-awareness kind of thing. You're able to see how that devil is tempting you. You're able to see how if you were to do that, it would ruin everything, and so hands off is the way to go. And you're paying attention to your body, your hands and your feet, to make sure that you don't start tinkering with something kind of like when you're not looking, you know? You're keeping an eye on yourself. You're babysitting yourself in a way, okay? Because you're allowing this to unfold the way it is supposed to right now. Hands off. Let's look at the mystery card. I obviously want to see like either a 6 of Pentacles, a 6 of Cups, or a 9 or a 10, right, of Cups or Pentacles. We could have the Wheel of Fortune. That would be good. We could have the Empress. I think that would work. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. I'm nervous, but let's see what we have. We see a 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is not bad. Don't trip. It's going to be good. The 10 of Swords is the birdcage card, for one thing. It's kind of saying, you know, free yourself from this. Again, it's kind of a card that's saying let go. So it goes with our Hanged Man in a way. That's just like, we're kind of, you know, we're biting our nails. We're suffering here because we don't know how things are going to turn out. But in that suffering, in that nail-biting moment, that white-knuckled kind of suspense, you know, the suspense, we're waiting with like bated breath. Don't allow yourself to interfere. Okay? So I can see that we're kind of like, we're trying to just release that worry and that care and just say, you did the best you could. It's up to the universe now. This is also the card of self-betrayal. I look at the 9 swords in this person's back and I think they put them there. You stabbed yourself in the back here. So this is Spirit's way of saying, restrain yourself. Don't sabotage this. Don't break your own heart here. Don't betray your best interests. It may feel like the hanged man is not doing anything. That's the point. Resist that feeling like you have to be doing something. The more you do, you're going to end up ruining the whole thing. This is the card of ruin. Okay? You're somebody, I think, you probably find it difficult to relax. You find it challenging to sit still and not do anything because you feel like there's always something you need to be doing. There's always something I can do to be productive. Let me be more productive. Let me put my hand in something. Let me stir the pot. Let me add some more ingredients. No, sometimes you just gotta let things marinate. Let things marry together in the pot, and that gumbo's gonna be perfect. But not if you keep adding stuff to it. In the case of the gumbo with the salt, or whittling away if you keep taking too much off of something, right? Can't take the salt out, you can't put the wood shavings back on. Don't ruin things. But it's difficult for the hanged man to sit still. Because it feels like you're not doing it. It feels like you're idling. It feels like you're just sitting on a rocking chair where the world's going by. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. Okay? So take the lesson here. Take the advice and hands off, don't touch it. We're going to do an extended reading now. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.